Pacesetters, we're back. Hey.
Hi.
Hi.
What's up, Alejandra?
Not much. And I mean not much. It's too hot to deal with any topics right now.
To deal with any topics?
Right now.
Oh my God! So what are we gonna do? Cancel the show?
I don't know. Well, it's your week, so you tell us. Pressure's on you.
What's going on with you?
Not too much. Just been working and stuff like that. Bunch of friends' graduation dinner last night. Other than that, really just been here, ready for 2 days off.
2 days off?
Yeah, I got Tuesday, Wednesdays off.
Oh, tomorrow. Oh.
It's my weekend. It's my Friday.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna sleep.
Oh. How is business here?
It's good. It's been busy and everything like that. Obviously, it was Long Beach Pride this last week, so I feel like you could see that all around town.
Yeah.
But it was still fun.
So do you think that Long Beach Pride affected the business here at the fabulous Brass Rail?
I think the couple of prides that do would be like Long Beach and Palm Springs. Those prides I feel like do affect the San Diego area. LA Pride I feel like doesn't as much. No one really, because it's like the same thing, just like an hour north, so everyone stays.
Do you guys so when San Diego Pride happens, do you I guess this could be related to any business. You pick and choose the kind of businesses that you go to. What do you look for in the businesses that you support? Or do you even fucking oh God, we're gonna have a cuss jar apparently. We're trying to revamp things, including my crinkles. But what do you look for when you are going, for a business or patronizing a business? Not loitering, patronizing.
I like trying when special events go on or something like that, whether it be City Fest or any kind of fair or something like that, or Pride. If I'm gonna go, I want to try something kind of new that I wouldn't try normally. Not a restaurant that I'm going to all the time or anything like that. Something's oh, what's this? Not a chain.
But do you ever find an establishment that you think about it this way? An establishment that you frequent, and why do you keep going back there? Do you see? Am I making clear on that?
Yeah, but what about new? Well, okay.
Or new? I mean, what draws you in? What draws you into a business?
People talking about it. I also Yelp everything.
Do you really?
Yeah, because I don't trust anything. I have
to trust Yelp?
Sometimes I have to read what people say. I'll read the reviews and stuff.
Did I tell you about the place? Me and Julie went snowboarding in Big Bear. We stayed at a place on Yelp. People had said it was haunted.
Well, then I would go. That's awesome.
We didn't realize it until we were staying in the room, and then we were both sitting there I don't know.
Wait.
No, you don't Yelp when you're there.
Wait. Were you guys staying in the room together?
Yeah, 2 beds.
Oh. Carry on.
But no, we're just sitting there reading through Yelps, and they're all hilarious. Just if you read Yelps for anywhere, they're always funny because they're always the weirdest things in the world. It's one person's really strange, terrible experience that gets a 5-star review because everyone's oh yeah, that totally happened to me too. No, it didn't.
Do you read Yelp?
Hell no.
No? I mean, I hate Yelp. I absolutely fucking hate Yelp.
I've seen some comments on places that I've gone to. I was Googling a place today for a sewing machine stuff and everything, and I've been to that place and they were trashing the place, and it's been working for me, and so it's you don't really trust that.
I use it mostly just to look at the pictures. I just look through the pictures. I don't really always read the reviews, but I'll look through the pictures.
I do that with books.
That totally threw me off.
He watches the movie to read the book.
Yeah, right.
With Yelp though, I feel so few people write positive things on there.
So few.
And even if you go to somewhere that everyone knows is amazing or anything like that, and you go and read the reviews, and there's terrible reviews about this 5-star hotel or something like that, you're Shut up.
Because it's only the negative people that might get like something happened to them, and then they go like, the people that are satisfied don't need to make a comment in there because they had a great time. They're willing to go back all the time.
That's the best. If you click on the people who wrote that negative review and look at their other reviews, they're all like the exact same.
Right. We used to get them when I worked at Martini's. We used to get them all the time. And like, of course, there was ones where I'd have really great ones that included my name, which are fabulous. But there was one that completely, this is why I fucking hate Yelp, is that basically some people, these two angry, and I don't want to put stereotypes, these two angry ladies were sitting there, and they were, okay, and we were doing a tasting, but we were busy at the same time because we were going to have a new menu coming out. So one of the owners, Chaz, was sitting at the bar, and this is what I'm thinking had happened. But these ladies were watching, I was a manager, and they were watching me taste the food and stuff. They went on Yelp and said that, watch out for that Ian, because he eats off of customers' plates.
How dare you?
Because you're eating off the owner's
I was
plate.
eating, yeah, I think that's what it was. We don't know. And these two ladies were having the best time in their fucking world when they were there. They hadn't been there in years. And then I saw that Yelp the next day, and of course I argued it, and it's very rare that they took it off, but they took it off.
Because you work for the establishment.
Huh?
That's what because they took it off because you work there, right? Did you?
No, I told them that it needs to be taken off because one, it's my image, and it's damage that can be done to my.
Oh, Yelp took theirs off. I thought they took yours off.
No. Oh no.
Because I've responded to one where I worked there, and they said you can't respond because you work there, and they took mine away.
Oh, no, I fought it. I'm like, that's I can't think of the fancy word because, again, I look at pictures and not read. But there's that fancy word. It was just damaging to my... Slander! Oh, great.
He doesn't exist. Don't look at him.
Damn, you broke that wall of slander. So, okay, it brings back to the question, though. What is it that you, in any business, gay, straight, what is it that you look for in a business that keeps you coming back?
I mainly go to Latin places. Whatever that's Latin, I'm attracted to. Like if I go to San Francisco, I'll look for the Latin nights over there, or wherever I go, I look for. And if I don't find anything like that, I'll go for hip hop or something.
Oh,
I can't stand house music, so I'll go to either or.
I guess friendly people that work there. I feel like they're not I don't know, snotty. And I know some people have a bad day and stuff, but you can feel a good vibe or a bad vibe when you're there.
I go to places that support the community. I'm not even kidding. I completely am. And it's not like I look at to find out if they do, but I support the places that give back to the community. Mm-hmm. And then the people that don't pay dining out for life, I do not go to those places. I'm just saying it, people. I'm just saying it. I'm throwing it out there. So that's interesting. Okay. Well, we're going to come back and Dustin, I was going to say Brandon for some reason. Hey, Brandon has a question for us. Okay. It's getting all cray-cray because we are trying to mix things up, and it's just the pressure of this all is driving me nuts. Dustin.
Alright, so I have a question for you guys. It was actually asked to me by, not really family friends, I guess.
You mean family?
They're friends of family friends.
Okay.
So basically, I always get asked these questions by 40 plus straight white people. And because they think, because I work in the community and everything like that, they know that I know everything that has to do with it. Basically, she was telling me this story about how she had two friends who were both married and had kids and everything like that, but both females were bisexual. And they would hook up with each other. The guys were both straight, and they were okay with it. And she was like, is that a normal thing that goes on? My response was, not in my life, because I would assume, it doesn't matter if I'm dating someone who's bisexual or straight. If I'm in a relationship, I'm in that relationship fully. They're not going to hook up with a girl, they're not going to hook up with a guy. And that's the way, that I am. Like, even when I've dated straight girls, I'm not like trying to get them to like kiss their friends or anything like that. That's just not what I'm into personally. So that was my question to you guys, that if you were in a relationship with a bisexual person, would it be cheating to you if they hooked up with the opposite sex?
Oh gosh.
Well, you already know I don't like bisexual people.
That's why I was asking, like, if you were.
But I've dated someone that didn't tell me from the go they were bisexual, and when I found out, I broke up with them because he had hooked up with guys and girls. So I can't do it.
Okay, wait. So they were with you. They were bisexual. So he was hooking up with guys.
See, this is something that I told you I'm going to this transgender group, and we had a psychologist came over there, and they told us that a guy that hooks up with a transsexual is straight, because to them we're females, regardless of what we do in bed and what happens between us. So they're straight. So,
Okay, so he was hooking up with guys.
with guys, masculine guys. See, I'm okay, like, as long,
Interesting.
yeah, so, you know, like, to me, it's like, why am I bothering with this if you're hooking up with another bearded dude
So
like you?
if you were if you were dating a guy and he hooked up with a girl, would you be okay with that, or would that be cheating and you break up with him?
I think it'd be cheating, because he'd probably feel the same way if I hook up with another guy, you know? Unless the two of you are, like, okay with it, then that's different.
Because
But
that's
to
the
me,
way, like, that's the way I looked at it. Because I was like, for people from the outside or anything like that who don't see like bisexuality or homosexuality as like a normal thing, they're just like, oh, like, well, they're in a normal relationship. That doesn't count. But like in my mind, and I feel like in most people's minds, or at least in this community, like that relationship counts just as much as yours. Like either that's still cheating.
It's
Like,
not a pass because
No.
you like both. Like, oh, okay, like, no.
unless you agree to it, you know, from the go. I mean, you say, you know what, we're gonna have an open relationship.
Then it's an open
Yeah.
relationship, and that would count as
Either way,
Yeah,
that should-
even
either
if
way,
they weren't
yeah.
bisexual, yeah.
The interesting things too, would they be asking you, I mean, okay, it's okay with the, like, well, I mean, what you guys are saying, it's not okay, but I mean, they're obviously, well, it's two girls. If it was the other way around, and it was a straight married couple, and the guys, you know, like, the guys had a wife, and these two guys were bisexual, and they were hooking up with each other, I mean...
It'd probably be the same, you know?
I think it would depend, but I think the difference
I completely
is
disagree.
their friends, like obviously their friends know about this and they're open about it. If it was two guys, I don't think it would be an open thing that they would talk about, because I mean, just from the people that I met, like, and what I'm assuming their circle is, it just seems like because it's two girls, like everyone there is just like, oh, it's
Are
two
they
girls.
totally hot too?
I don't know.
Oh.
Well, maybe they're having foursomes, and the guys are doing the guys, and the girls are doing the girls, and they're just telling about the girls.
Yeah, because
And
they're
that'd
doing
probably be okay with it. That's probably why they're okay with it.
And they're both just married to have kids and
Yeah.
families.
Or they're bisexual.
Or they're bisexuals, yeah.
No, I think that if it was the other way around and it was the guys, they would completely be calling them fags, and the women would divorce the guys and all that. I could be wrong, which is so why we need a bisexual person on this show.
We do. I feel like that's why, like, I want to talk to someone, like a
I'm
bisexual
curious.
person about it, to see how they feel about this, because I don't know if this is something that happens. Like, if you're a bisexual girl and you're dating a guy and you hook up with a girl, is the guy like, oh, okay, my girlfriend hooked up with a girl, or is he like, no, you cheated on me, we're done?
Yeah.
Like, because I feel like, because I know tons of my friends who, that when they're dating, I mean, granted, they're dating straight girls and everything like that, but like they make out with other girls at parties and stuff like that,
They think it's hot.
and they're totally okay with it.
That I see that a lot, though. I
Yeah.
do see that in the heterosexual community, that the girls are always. I mean, it's not a big deal.
But why are they doing it? They're not doing it because they're attracted to the other girls. They're just doing it for attention.
They're just
or,
drunk and
yeah,
fucked up
it's
and just, yeah.
they getting attention from like the guys that are like, oh, that's hot. You know?
Because I remember back in the what is it called, hedonism days. That
Oh, hedonism.
I used to like kiss with girls all the time, and we had all these guys around us and everything, and it was just because of the attention. I wasn't trying to hook up with the girl or anything, you know. And then they were my friends, like, you know what, let's get some guys. So we started making out on that stage, and we start kissing, and then we had all the guys over there.
But what if you thought that they were just doing it for attention or something like that, like a girl you were dating, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, by the way, like, I'm actually
Well, the girl was bisexual, but we were friends, and then like it got to a point where she was like, I like you, and I'm like, no, girl, we're just friends, and this is just for attention. I said so.
Yeah. Huh. Well, and I think that if like if it was me and I was dating the guy, and he was hooking up with a girl, and we were in a relationship, I don't think I would accept it.
No.
Yeah.
Because
You're still cheating. It doesn't matter.
yeah, I mean,
That's why I'm wondering if we look at it a different way
Yeah.
than other.
It just depends on your
That's a good point.
agreement towards the relationship. If it's okay from the go, it's okay for them.
Right.
I mean, that's like anything.
That's like any relationship.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. So it's just how you handle it as a couple. So it's not like towards the whole, like, let's say bisexual community.
Yeah.
huh. Okay, so that we're gonna go into a question, a viewer question. Vanna, if you would be so kind. Thank you. I told you we were mixing things up, and Aaron's having a sex change. Oh god, that's gonna be a controversy. All right, the question is from one of our fabulous viewers. Are you ready?
Ready.
Do you have your thinking caps on?
I think I saw.
Oh.
I think.
Should people, I feel like we might have talked about this before, but should people on welfare be required to take routine drug tests?
I think we already talked about that.
But times change. Should people on welfare be required to take routine drug tests? And I actually believe this viewer question is from my little brother, Red Johnson. Just FYI. Which, interesting. Why is he coming with this question?
He's trying to go.
How often?
Oh,
I think they should.
Once a year?
I think they should, regardless. My gum. I think they should, regardless. If you're getting money from the state, they got to make sure that you're not using it for other stuff other than supporting yourself and your kids.
But at the same time, if you knew that you were getting a drug test at a certain point, I mean, granted, there's still people who know they're getting a drug test and do drugs the day before. But if you knew you're getting one,
they're stupid.
Yeah, you could go off it for a month, or depending on what drug you're on.
I think every check you get,
and then go right back.
I think every time you go get your check, you should get tested.
If you're taking drugs, then you're not going to be like looking for a job either.
Yeah.
Because they're going to drug test you for a job.
That would be actually, I do like that idea though. Every time you go in,
You have to come in and get your check, instead of getting it in the mail, and you get tested.
well, how often do they
There's
get
a lot of testing.
Okay, first, I'm not very familiar with the welfare system. Do they get a check every 2 weeks, or do they get it every month?
I think it's once a month.
Is it once a month?
No idea.
I think
No.
it's once a month. I have friends.
It's once a month?
Yeah.
So here's the thing, though. If you do the once a month that they go to pick up their checks, that's 4 weeks that they can completely do drugs for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of drugs that leave your system in a couple
Well,
days.
what it should be is something like, if it went into effect, I don't even know if it's proposed, to be honest, but if they did something like this, it should be like, okay, like for the year, you're gonna have 3 drug tests. We're not gonna tell you when.
And it could be random.
Yeah.
I know what they do. Yeah.
If you fail one of them, you're.
I think that's a really good idea. A random. Hey, you should be in politics.
Vote for Dustin.
Go for Dustin. Or Daniel. What did I say your name was?
Brandon.
Brandon. Oh, sorry. Now you're Daniel. I think that's a great idea. It's just like when you're on probation or something. That they you do random drug tests. Yeah, and if you don't show up for your test, guess what? You don't get your check, which would make it really sad for the families that have kids, because
Well, it's already. I mean, in reality, you're already hurting your family if you're
Doing drugs, yeah.
if you're doing drugs instead of spending that money on them,
right. Yeah. So we all are in agreement that people should be required to have a drug test to have welfare. Voila. First, before we wrap, did you guys watch the what?
Segment wrap.
We'll be right back. Okay, so apparently we're boring because we don't drink alcohol anymore on the show. So we're throwing it out there if we are completely non-personality-ish. And yeah, because we don't drink alcohol anymore.
Everybody stopped.
Everybody stopped. Why did
We don't drink alcohol anymore on the show.
And the show. Clear
We're
that.
still drinking alcohol outside.
Why are we not drinking on the show? Why? And this was back in like October.
Well, see, I drink Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So Monday, I'm beat.
I drink Tuesday and Wednesday. Sometimes Sunday nights.
I just don't really drink at all anyway. So if you guys don't drink, I'm not gonna sit here and drink, but by myself.
I don't know. Because I don't know. Like, it's a weeknight. And then on the weekends, I don't even, oh God. And you waving a glass of wine is not going to make me, but I just don't, I mean, like I was saying, I had like a martini on Saturday because my birthday is this week.
Tomorrow.
And so I went, no, it's at the end of the week, but I have to work. But I had a martini and I love dirty martinis. And I swear to God, the next day I just felt like, ugh. You know what I mean?
I don't drink in the show anymore because I know if I start drinking here, I'll stay here till 2 a.m.
And I've made that mistake. I'd end up at Moe's or something, and I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm like,
This place is fun
maturing.
until 2 a.m., okay?
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying I don't want to stay out that many nights. You know,
Yeah.
I'm already working like 4 nights a week.
Most of the time you're here Saturday and Sunday
Yeah.
already, so...
And we're in our 30s. That it's kind of time, like it's a Monday night for God's sake. So
I am not in my 30s.
Not
Do
all of us
throw
are in
us
our
there.
30s.
okay, so moving on.
But you know what? Alcohol preserves. I'm just telling you.
Oh God, I took a passport photo today because I'm getting my passport. It was not pretty.
Passport photos aren't pretty. They're the worst.
I hit him at a Costco, and they didn't even like tell me, like, they got me all set up, and all of a sudden it was like, okay, now we're taking a second picture. I'm like, oh, what happened to the first one?
Mine had like, oh my God, I'm getting it redone because it had
And they can't Photoshop that shit.
any wrinkle possible around my eyes.
This is like the contrast
is
you
like
And then it's
I'm
HD
like,
now, right?
I looked like I was like in my late 40s. No offense, Aaron, but I looked like. I'm totally kidding. So yeah. Okay. So we have our final viewer question for the evening. And if you ever have a question that's controversial or anything, please let us know. We're playing with the show. We might have some guests on. So let us know what you're interested in. Hey, I know what I'm interested in. All right. So our final question is, now as you all know, there's a pride flag here in San Diego. On Normal Street University, it kind of starts off the neighborhood, and that was a big controversy when it was going up. Well, now there is, a memorial that's going to be built. So, does San Diego need a memorial at the pride flag? Is the flag enough? Do we need to have this memorial? And I can say, because I went to the unveiling of the memorial. So you guys know what it is. It's each panel, it's like 4 sides, is different, and it kind of does. It's like through the decades, kind of thing. So the memorial. Interesting. So it talks about San Diego, like gay rights night. Do you think it's a good thing? Do you think it's necessary?
Is it considered a memorial though, or is every panel about somebody that's remember?
What are the memorials about?
Is it just so they can have a block party again on Pride Friday?
That sounds like it's like a kind of like a history lesson, which would be cool and make it like a landmark for.
It is like a history lesson.
Yeah, I like that better than when you said memorial. I'm like, I don't want the pride flag to be something sad, but that sounds cool.
And then it's already there. We might as well use the space.
Yeah.
It's already in there. And I don't think it will affect anybody or.
Well, there's controversy over it. Some people don't think it's necessary.
Well, they're just ignorant.
Well, I mean, is it like it's nice, but is it necessary? Those are completely different things.
True.
It's nice, and yes, the space is there. It'd be cool to see it, but is it necessary? I don't think it's necessary, but it would be a cool thing to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
are they gonna unveil it the Friday of Pride?
No, I mean they did a town hall last week, and
Probably they're gonna put it in.
Oh, I'm sure there'll be like a Pride unveiling. Courtney, can you answer this question for us?
I don't know. I was looking at somebody I wasn't supposed to be looking at.
I mean, I know that they. I know. I'm sure there's gonna be an unveiling. I mean, and it's interesting because I believe it's made out of wood, but then there's fundraising going on for it, kind of thing. So I was a little mixed up, and I don't know. There was a couple of misunderstandings I have personally.
It's already made or just drawn out right now?
Yeah, it was drawn out.
Okay.
Personally, I think it is. I think that one of the most important things in the LGBT community is our history, and I think by showing appreciation for the people who like fought before us, whether they're LGBTQ, that kind of thing. There's so many people that I think it's very important that keeps going to the next generation, so they know the roots. Like, there's so many young kids that don't know about Stonewall. You know,
or who Matthew Shepard is.
I don't know none of that.
But shouldn't it be? I mean, I think there should be something bigger than that for it in reality. And if they just build this little wood thing, is that going to be it? Like, they're going to be like, oh no, we have this. Like, why not put it off and maybe get, I don't know, some kind of like bigger thing, whether it be like a little museum or something like that that can like.
Well, we did.
Details of all
that's something like that's called. There's an organization called Lambda Archives, and they actually, you'd be surprised, they have like. Oh my God, they have pictures from like the first Pride, and it's just collectibles. Like, I'm sure they have stuff from Brass Rail back in the day, because people turn it into that, and it's cataloged, and it's amazing.
Where's it at?
It's actually right behind Diversionary Theater.
Oh.
It's in that same building, and it's actually now like a little museum too, and they gave me a tour of the back rooms on their grand opening. It's pretty amazing.
I feel like they should put money in that, make that bigger and something worth going to, like taking a trip to go see. Like, make it like we have a flag, now we're gonna have a little thing next to it. It's not gonna be like, oh, let's go to San Diego, let's go to Hillcrest to go see the flag.
Yeah,
like, but if it's like they have an amazing museum there, just like gay history, like, let's go see that.
Advertise it a little bit more, and
But let's think about this though. Are people gonna go? Like, people come to San Diego. Are they gonna go to an LGBT museum? I mean, they can go into Lambda Archives and it's small, but they can see the history there. Is that something is San Diego that big in the LGBT thing, or do you think of how much traffic goes up and down University Avenue? The center is right by the Hillcrest Pride Flag, the restaurants and all that. That's kind of a center hubbub. I mean, where people passing by could stop and see, hey, in the 1970s, I don't even know if this was included, but the first AIDS walk was the Walk for Life down on the bay, and people were getting arrested and had to walk with bags over their heads and
but
for
you
the
know
Pride
what?
Parade.
Also, a lot of drunk people walk by.
True.
So it's kind of pointless if you're drinking and then you just walk by. You don't acknowledge us. I've walked by the flag so many times, and it's like it's not even there.
It's over there by the farmer's market. Lots of people come to the farmer's market.
Oh yeah.
Lots and lots of people.
Maybe it could be a thing, and maybe it could grow into something bigger, because there's big balls there too. So even that could.
I wasn't gonna be 12.
I mean, and I think by talking about it now, I just kind of changed my mind. Like, I don't think it's a bad thing. It's private funded. Well, they're raising money,
Like
which
major highlights.
And I do think, I mean, the fundraising aspect, I mean, I have issues with that in certain ways, because I think doing the high heel race is great for that kind of thing. But I don't think it's a bad idea. And I think that we should definitely pay tribute to some of the people that, and of course, like, I'm considered like an HIV/AIDS activist kind of thing. So I think those are the people that for sure need to be paid, or the trans people that have been beaten down and all that. I think if it's going to be a memorial, it's memorializing people, and I do feel maybe when I looked at it, it was more about the fights through the community, which is also important. So I don't know.
I like that.
I don't think it's bad.
I like it.
But where they said
No events.
Well, as a matter of fact, I'm glad you asked. Wednesday, May 22nd is Harvey Milk's birthday. So it's Harvey Milk Day in the state of California, and on Friday is the sold-out Harvey Milk Diversity Breakfast. that Dustin Lance Black will be at, which I'm very excited to see.
Cool.
Yeah. I think that's it.
Well, no, they're having a benefit here at the Brass Rail on Sunday for a hospice in Tijuana called Las Memorias, and Francesca's part of it. She's organizing it. So I'm gonna be in it. JC's gonna be in it. Eddie's gonna be in it. So it's a lot of people that are gonna be it. They're having an $8 cover charge, and you know, Francesca says when her name is on the flyer, it's on time. So it starts at 8:30.
I love it. And didn't you get a new gig on X Factor?
Who?
You?
Me?
Paulina Rubio?
I don't know.
Now, Paulina Rubio, isn't that who you always impersonate?
Yeah, but
She's the new judge on X Factor.
Well, she's doing like the Voice Kids right now.
Oh, she's doing that too?
Yeah.
Jeez, she's working. Just like you, hey girl, working. Vince
AIDS walk?
is September 29th.
I thought you were gonna
Start
say
plugging
every
it
week.
now?
Yeah.
Oh, A-Talk is September 29th. And get ready, because we're about to unveil what's new this year.
The course.
Huh?
The course.
We'll see you. There's more to it than the chorus. But we will not be around next week because it is Memorial Day. So we'll see you in 2 weeks, possibly with a guest. Peace.